Good morning, students. Welcome to BS2 4th semester geology class. Today, I am going to discuss on the histology of ore. Histology of ore. So, in the last video, we discussed the histology of testis. Today, we are going to discuss on histology of ore. Histology of ore. So, ovaries are paired female gonads present one on each side of the uterus in the upper pelvic cavity. So, ovaries are paired female gonads. These are known as female gonads. So, gonads are nothing but organs which produce sex cells. In males, testes are the gonads. In females, ovaries are the gonads. So, these gonads present one on each side of the uterus in the upper pelvic cavity. So, one on either side of the right. Can you see here? On either side of the uterus. This is ovary and this one is ovary. These two ovaries are connected to the uterus with the help of ligament and also with the, look here. So this is ligament. With the help of ligament, these two ovaries are connected to the uterus on either side of the uterus. Okay. Along with that, the double folded peritoneal membrane is also there. This is called mesovarium. What is this? Mesovarium. With the help of mesovarium, ovary is connected to the uterus. Mesovarium as well as with the ligament. So they are attached to the broad ligament of the uterus by a double layered fold of peritoneum called mesovarium. They are small, ovoid, solid, pinkish, white structure. So these ovaries are small, ovoid, pinkish, white colored structures. They are solid structures. They are solid. They are not having cavity. They are not hollow structures. Solid structures. Inside this, the development of eggs occur. Okay. So this is uterus. This is fallopian tube, fimbriae, finger-like projections which capture the released ovum from the ovary. It's a tube, uterine tube or fallopian tube. This fallopian tube carries ovum to the uterus. This is uterus, uterine cavity, and this is cervix, and this is the vagina. Okay. So this is the place where the development of embryo takes place. So this is embryo. Can you see here? Small embryo is being attached to wall of the uterus. Okay. They measure about 3 centimeter in length, 1.5 centimeter in width, and 1 centimeter in thickness. TS of mammalian ovary shows that the ovary is lined by germinal epithelium, which is bounded by the connective tissue. So TS of ovary, look here. This is TS of ovary. It is lined by epithelium, germinal epithelium. Can you see here? Germinal epithelium. This is again externally bounded by connective tissue membrane. So this is the cross section, transverse section of ovary, and the medullary part, mean central part of the ovary, composed of connective tissue, blood vessels, nerves, all together known as stroma. This is called stroma part. So these are the development of eggs. Eggs are being developed and they are surrounded by follicular cells, and they are called primary follicle, secondary follicle, tertiary follicle, Graafian follicle. Graafian follicle. So TS of mammalian ovary shows that the ovary is lined by germinal epithelium, which is bounded by the connective tissue, the tunica albuginea, connective tissue layer which encircles the germinal epithelium is called tunica albuginea. The ovary consists of mass of connective tissue and spindle shaped cells, the two together forming the stroma. Stroma, the central tissue, is central part of the ovary is formed by spindle shaped cells, the connective tissue, blood vessels, nerve endings all together form stroma. Lying in the stroma are egg cells in various stages of development. In the stroma, egg cells are present at various stages of development: primary stage, secondary stage, tertiary stage, like that. So each surrounded by nourishing epithelial layer, the follicle and blood vessels. So each egg cell is surrounded by, look here, these are egg cells. At the center, egg cells are present and they are surrounded by follicular cells, and they form follicles. So these are for primary follicles, secondary follicle, tertiary follicle, like that. As they grow, their size is increasing, and the number of follicular cells is also increasing. The number of follicular cells, surrounding cells around the centrally located ovum are known as follicular cells. These are follicular cells, and these follicular cells nourish the centrally located ovum. Ovum needs food. That food is supplied by these surrounded follicular cells, and they also do one more thing, that they secrete estrogen hormone, one of the important female sex hormone known as estrogen. That estrogen is secreted by the follicular cells. These follicular cells produce estrogen. As the size of the follicle increases, number of follicular cells also increases, and they also produce more amount of estrogen. And estrogen is necessary for the normal development of female reproductive system. So the egg is surrounded by nourishing epithelial layer, that is the follicle. So next, in the section egg nest, primary follicle, double layered follicle approaching maturity showing antrum formation, mature follicle, ruptured follicle, young and fully formed corpus luteum and corpus albicans are seen. So look here, in this section of the ovary you can see egg nest. Centrally located egg is surrounded by single layer of follicular cells, and this is called egg nest. So these nests are formed by the cells coming from the germinal epithelium. So only one cell is growing into ovum, other cells are surrounding the ovum. Okay, so egg nest, primary follicles you can see here, and double layered follicle, and this is secondary or tertiary follicle. Here antrum is present. Antrum is the cavity, space, and this space is filled with liquor folliculi. Follicular fluid is present here. This is ovum, and this ovum is surrounded by these follicular cells or granulosa layer. This is also called as granulosa layer, antrum. And mature follicle is here. This is mature follicle. Mature follicle is called Graafian follicle. Ovum, antrum, follicular cells, granulosa layer, and this is stroma, and ruptured ovarian follicle, ruptured ovarian follicle. Now ovum is released outside, and that is called ovulation. After ovulation, the follicle becomes ruptured, and it is ruptured follicle filled with blood. It is filled with blood. Now gradually it becomes the corpus hemorrhagicum. This is called corpus hemorrhagicum because it is having blood at the center, blood clot. Therefore, this is called corpus hemorrhagicum. Later on, corpus hemorrhagicum becomes corpus luteum. Corpus luteum. It is yellowish in color, and these cells start to produce another female sex hormone called progesterone. Progesterone is produced by corpus luteum. Corpus luteum. If egg is fertilized, the life of the corpus luteum is also extended. If the released ovum is not fertilized with sperm, the corpus luteum gets reduced in size. Gradually it is becoming reduced, and it is known as corpus albicans. Corpus albicans. Okay, so corpus albicans cannot produce progesterone, and these are blood cells. So this is the cross section of transverse section of ovary. So one group of cells enlarges to form developing ovum, while the other forming a single layer of cells, the follicle around it. The follicle and ovum slowly move deeper into the stroma and become larger. Later, ovum and cells around it become separated by the fluid-filled space from the rest of the follicle cells, except at one point forming the antrum. Antrum is a fluid-filled cavity. The fluid is called liquor folliculi. Further, the enlargement of the ovum and follicle results in the production of mature follicle or Graafian follicle. So Graafian follicle is mature follicle. A mature follicle is made up of 3 layers. An outer layer is called theca externa, middle layer is called theca interna, and inner layer is called membrana granulosa. Membrana granulosa. So this Graafian follicle, this is called Graafian follicle. It is surrounded by 3 layers. Outermost layer is called theca externa, mid layer is theca interna, and the innermost layer is called membrana granulosa. Look here. So this is the actual photograph of the Graafian follicle. Graafian follicle. This is Graafian follicle. Can you see here? Matured follicle. So this has ovum at the center. This ovum is surrounded by zona pellucida, then corona radiata. Okay. So this is antrum. This space is antrum. It is filled with liquor folliculi or follicular fluid. Theca externa is there, theca interna. These are granulosa cells. So granulosa cells, what they do? They produce estrogen. Now it is about to rupture. After rupturing, so it gets ruptured. This membrane is ruptured. The matured ovarian follicle moves towards the periphery, surface of the ovary. Now it ruptures. As a result, the oocyte is released out. Okay. Now this becomes empty, and that emptied, ovarian follicle becomes corpus albicans. The hemorrhagicum. Later on, corpus luteum. Okay. Corpus luteum produces progesterone hormone. So this is the actual photograph of ovarian follicle, Graafian follicle. Graafian follicle, a mature follicle is made up of 3 layers: an outer theca externa, mid layer theca interna, and the inner layer is membrana granulosa. So the mature graphene follicle then migrates to the surface of the ovary and ruptures, releasing the ovum into the fallopian tube. After discharging ovum, the follicle cells undergo proliferation and change in structure to form corpus luteum, which secretes hormone progesterone. If the egg is not fertilized, it dies within a period of 48 hours after ovulation. After ovulation, the egg, if it is not fertilized, gets perished. If it is not fertilized with sperm within a period of 48 hours, the corpus luteum also degenerates and gives rise to another structure called corpus albicans. The production of estrogen and progesterone also ceases, and new menstrual cycle will follow. New menstrual cycle will follow. The follicles which do not mature degenerate and are called atretic follicles. The follicles which do not undergo maturation, which do not mature, they degenerate and they are called atretic follicle. These are degenerating follicle. Okay, so that's about the histology of the ovary. Now let us discuss the functions of ovary. What are the functions of ovary? So ovaries produce ova to fertilize the sperm. Ovaries produce ova, eggs are produced, oocytes are produced, and these are fertilized with sperm. They produce estrogen and progesterone. So these two hormones are known as sex hormones, female sex hormones, and these hormones are necessary for the proper maintenance of reproductive cycles in females. Estrogen controls secondary sexual characters. Secondary sexual characters means development of female reproductive organs like mammary glands, development of body structure, female body structure. All these are controlled by estrogen and progesterone also. The reproductive cycles, growth and development of accessory reproductive organs under the control of these two hormones. So progesterone of corpus luteum prepares uterine lining for implantation and growth of mammary glands. So mammary glands growth occurs by the action of progesterone, and uterine lining is also developed by the action of progesterone. Uterine lining called endometrium is essential for the implantation of embryo, blastocyst, right? Therefore, these two hormones are necessary for the maintenance of reproductive cycle as well as pregnancy in females. So this is about the histology of ovary. Okay, this is the diagram of female reproductive system. So diagrammatic representation of TS of ovary. Assignment. So here we can observe 4 questions. First question is, how many ovaries are present in a mammalian females? Very simple question. Then what is germinal epithelium? Where does it present in ovaries? What is germinal epithelium? Where does it present? The third question is, what is antrum? What is antrum? You have to give answer. Write the effects of estrogen and progesterone in females. Write the effects of estrogen and progesterone in females. Okay, so these are the 4 questions you have to attempt. Okay, thank you.